What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to showcase an Aurorus team in the Holiday Cup. Aurorus is one of the worst defensive typings in the entire game. Luckily, in Holiday Cup, it doesn't really matter as much because there aren't as many Steel-type Pokemon, and while Annihilate is around, as long as you avoid that one really bad matchup, this Pokemon is incredible. Powder Snow got buffed, Weather Ball got buffed, Meteor Beam is one of the best moves in the game. This Pokemon is a very fun pick to use, and I'm going to pair it up with Shadow Sableye, as well as, unfortunately, Wigglytuff. It does pair pretty well with Aurorus. I don't love using Wigglytuff, but man, in this meta, it is pretty good. So let's give this team a go and see what it can do. Okay, we got a match. Aurorus in the lead, up against Dunsparce. Okay, so a little bit of a core breaker here, right? But honestly, Aurorus does fine in these kinds of matchups, despite the fact it's not amazing. I'm going to go for a Weather Ball, actually, first, just because I want to make it a little bit tricky for my opponent. Like, do they want to shield early on here? Or will they just let this go? They do let it go. We'll go for a catch, and we also snuck a charm through here. Now, say swapping a Wigglytuff could always be a little bit of a risk, but I think there's also a good chance here that my opponent doesn't have a hard counter to us in the back, but I guess that's, yet to be seen. But they are staying in here. They're throwing a second attack into us, so now this Dunsparce honestly is not that big of a concern for my Sableye or Aurorus this game. They're still staying in, which is crazy. Alright, I guess I Swift him here on CMP. I'm only 2 charms away from another Swift, 3 charms away from an Icy Wind, so we'll see what comes in. At this point, I'm kind of curious what they have in the backline if they stayed in so long. Wow, that's what they bring in here? Unfortunately, I don't get an Icy Wind through, so we'll just go for a Swift, which I'm honestly unsure if it even does more damage than another charm would have done, but I don't know. Honestly, maybe it doesn't do more damage than a charm would have done. I guess we'll, oh, wow. It's gotta be, like, double Ghost in the back, right? Okay, not a bad start here. Really tricky core breaker lead, but I guess Wigglytuff's just too strong here. And I guess Sableye probably was pretty good into whatever they had in the back. Alright, next battle. Aurorus into Corviknight. Okay, pretty neutral lead matchup here. If they're on Iron Head, it could be a little bit more awkward for us. We'll see, though. Because I don't really know what Corviknight's run in this day and age, especially in this meta. They build up to what could be a payback, so I'm going to shield this no matter what. Because I don't want to take a payback or an Iron Head. Well, I could have taken an Air Cutter. They should be at 9 right now. 9, 4 away from the Iron Head. I don't know. That Air Cutter bait's, like, diabolical. Alright. I do get my next move off first. So either they're at 16 right now, or that could have been a CMP. I'm going to shield again. If it's an Air Cutter bait, that's freaking crazy. Oh, it's actually on Iron Head. Okay, good thing that I'm shielding, I guess. I mean, I'm boosted. I might as well throw this move, right? It's going to put them down pretty low. And there is still some energy on that Corviknight we have to keep in mind. Try to go for a Shadow Ball catch. Doesn't quite work out, but I think we're still in a pretty good spot here. Because Wigglytuff can survive 2 Body Slams pretty comfortably. And then we'll see what's in the back, I guess. It should be at 7, so 4, 5. Alright. What do they do? Just another Body Slam. They're 1 away from the next, so they have it right now. I'm going to go for the Icy Wind here on CMP to make it so not only do I take less damage, but also potentially I could put them in an awkward spot here where, like, do they really want to, stay in this matchup or not? I believe they are only 2 more rollouts away from the 3rd Body Slam here, though. And I think there's a good chance they swap back into Corviknight, so I'm going to switch into Aurorus. Oh, okay. We actually see the final Pokemon come through here. Nice, okay. I don't know if that was 100% over, but it was looking pretty bad for them there, because I can always land a Weather Ball, and then Sableye likely closes out that endgame. But, yeah, we'll take that. Let's go. Okay, next game. We're going to see our Aurorus into a Licky Licky. Okay, so I know on paper, once again, this is kind of a tricky matchup, saying it's a normal type that has rollout. So it's a Pokemon that should really be good into both Sableye as well as Aurorus here. I don't know if they're, like, lagging right now. What I was trying to get through right here, though, is that Aurorus is actually not that bad in this matchup, just because of my raw damage that we have here. We might be seeing a little bit of lag on our opponent's side. I hope they're not really lagging. It's so hard to tell sometimes in GBL, though. They do shield the Meteor Beam. That's a smart play by them. But unless they have Earthquake, I survive whatever charge attack they're about to throw here. Yeah, just Shadow Ball. I feel like Earthquake would be pretty unlikely in this format, so I think it's a pretty safe bet to no shield there. We'll go for the Weather Ball now. Powder Snow damage after the fact is going to add up too, because we have boosted our attack stat. That's the thing about Meteor Beam, right? While you might get that move shielded more often than not, it always guarantees a shield and a boost, basically every single time you throw it. Or just a lot of damage and a boost. It is such an efficient attack. Alright. I'm kind of hoping at this point that there's no, I don't know, really annoying Pokemon in the backline for my Sableye. Well, there's another normal type. I feel like the odds of a Wigglytuff being the third Pokemon are higher than I'd like them to be, so I'm just going to stay in here. I've seen some Furrets in this meta run Brick Break, rather than, say, an attack like Trailblaze. Although that was 7 Sucker Punches. I guess there's a chance here they're about to go for a Trailblaze against us. No, that is a Brick Break, so we do no-shield that, and that's why I'm staying in, right? I don't think it's a really bad play to do. Alright. Well, if it is a Wigglytuff in the backline, honestly, I don't know if we can win the game. But getting that shield there definitely helps out, just in case it is. I don't love shielding a Brick Break, but I think I literally have to at this point. I need to shield something in this match. Okay, it's a Swift 2, which is actually a little bit better. Oh, who would have thought? There's a Wigglytuff in the back. Crazy stuff. Alright, I'm going to go for the Icy Wind immediately. Because I know at this point, I want to get the debuff off against them first. That might have been a CMP. I'm not sure if it was or not. It was, okay. So that's only a Swift coming through from our opponent right now. This game could still be a little bit dicey. I shield that up, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go for a catch here, and this might be a misplay. But I feel like it's not the worst thing I can do, because I want to have some energy on my Wigglytuff. Okay, undercharge. Don't get that move off, but I have a Swift loaded. Can I win CMP and knock him out now? I think I can. And then I think I hopefully charm through the rest of the team. But if that Licky Licky gets to another Body Slam, then I might lose the game. It's going to be close. Wigglytuff still has like 1 or 2 charms it can get off against me here. They bring back in Licky Licky. They get a Body Slam through. Alright, well, how much damage is this going to do, and how much HP does their Wigglytuff have? To be a Simul, maybe? Oh, it's a Simul! Okay. I mean, saying I had nowhere for my Sableye to go that game, honestly, I'll take it. That was about as close of a game as it gets. I mean, it's a tie, right? So, yeah. Okay, our next game here. We're going to see Aurorus into Licky Licky. Okay, a lot of normal types that we're seeing right now. But, I mean, Aurorus is not that bad here. The worst thing about this is we don't really know what they're going to have in the back and how useful my Aurorus might be, so it does make it kind of odd. What? Oh, man. Why don't they fall for that? They don't throw the move when I want them to. I want to catch a... I want to catch a Shadow Ball so bad. They're at 3, 4, 5. Alright, so they're 1 away from their next Body Slam here. I mean, this is still fine, I guess. I'm charming them into a range where a Foul Play could be enough to knock out. They're at 2, 3. Alright, I'm going to shield this up. It seems like they're a little bit scared of my Wigglytuff here. So we'll see what we can do. They're 2 away from their next move. There is, for some reason, a 2-cycle on Licky Licky that we have to keep in mind. Although they don't CMP us, which is kind of crazy. Alright, big Swift. Let's see if we get a shield here. We do, actually. So I get both shields, or maybe I just get a knockout now. They get a CMP on a Body Slam as well. If they shield this, honestly, I'm in a really good spot. Wow, they shield that. Oh, man. I know I'm a Wigglytuff player, and I know I probably should shield for a switch advantage, saying there could be an Annihilate in the backline, but I'm just going to let that go. They're 2 away from a Body Slam here, so that means that I can go for 4 and then get this move off before a Shadow Ball. If there is an Annihilate in the backline, I have to hope it's not like Annihilate Wigglytuff. That would be the worst case scenario. If it's almost anything else, I think I can win. Of course. No, no, no. Of course, of course. Um. Yeah, no, it's I guess somewhat predictable. I should have seen that coming. I should have seen that coming. Like, I think I could have beat any other team in the game. Is that like a bold thing to say? I don't know. I think that's like, I think it's just real. I think it's just true. Anything else in the game, I probably beat here. But the Annihilate, Wigglytuff backline, that's the one thing I can't beat. That is the one thing I literally just cannot beat in the back here. That's so unfortunate. All right. Okay, next game here. Aurorus into Alolan Sandslash. Okay. Well, they do have Drill Run, which is not ideal, but Aurorus here also does resist their damage with the Ice typing, so, you know, maybe we can still have some play. I'll just go straight for the Meteor Beam here. Could do a hefty amount of damage to Alolan Sandslash, and then we'll see what they do. Okay, big Drill Run. We do survive it, though. I wouldn't be surprised to see them shield this, but there's also a good chance they know it's just like a neutral Meteor Beam, and it's non-shadow into non-shadow. Okay, what did I just swap into? Okay, that's not the worst thing I could have done, but I mean, I would have rather come in Wigglytuff here. But I wasn't really expecting them to swap at the same time as me. Kind of thought that they were going to, you know, stay in the lead. All right. Almost certainly a Weather Ball about to come through here, but I do want to shield this just to make sure I'm not in a really bad spot where they can farm us down. They're at 7 right now, so they do have their next Weather Ball. And if they do shield this, I guess I have a big decision to make. They do shield, okay. Honestly, I'm going to shield this up myself. We'll see how big of a misplay it's going to be, but I feel like Shadow Sableye could still get some work in this game. Okay, this is actually fine. I can just come back in Aurorus here, and I don't know why they overfarmed. Why did they not just do the Ice Beam or Ice Punch against my Sableye? I have no idea. Whoa, they undercharged that gravely. What do they have in the back? Okay, it's going to be a Jellicent in the back. Interesting. Well, the worst thing about this is, on paper, I'm pretty low on HP. Oh, I actually survived that Hex. Okay. So, my Sableye gets knocked out by a move here from the Jellicent. But I have a lot of fast move pressure I can get into them. But 3 Surfs will knock us out. But also, when do they shield? And also, do I just go for fast move pressure here? Maybe I do. Oh, well, okay. Now I don't. I guess I understand the catch attempt by them, because I feel like going for an Icy Wind wouldn't have been a bad idea for me too. But it's also, like, just unnecessary, I think, at that point. Because I think fast moves would have been enough with Shadow Claw and Charm. Not super proud of that win, but whatever gets the job done against a really tricky core breaker, I guess. Got our next opponent. Aurorus into Venusaur. Okay, well, we both do a lot of super effective damage here. Although I do outpace, and I can get rid of this Pokemon for my backline. Oh my goodness. Well, that's really good. Because, like, the thing is, Wigglytuff's honestly, it's odd to say, it's not that bad into Venusaur. It's not great, obviously, but I can go for debuffs into them. And charm damage is going to add up over time, too. Power Gem does hurt quite a bit. The one, like, slightly scary thing is, what if they get a full farm down here, like a 1-shield farm down with their Venusaur? That might be the scariest thing that could happen, but I don't think that's going to be the case here. Because I get a debuff off very early. And at the very least, I know I can reach a Swift, if not a full-on Icy Wind. They let that go. That's a lot of damage to get into this. Well, they just sacrificed their Venusaur here, I guess. I wonder what's going to be in the back then. I'm going to come in Sableye because I can farm this down before they get a move anyway, and they're going to swap out no matter what. Yeah, it's their own Aurorus. So we should be in a pretty good spot here. I can go for a foul play. The Shadow Claw damage is going to add up quite a bit as well. What are the odds they Meteor Beam me here? They don't. Nice. So now either I get their second shield or basically a knockout against them. I was a little bit worried that if I play out the 2-shield matchup here, it gives them a catch-win condition, and I don't want to play around that. They could always still catch my next Meteor Beam, but at this point, I don't know if that's enough unless they double Weather Ball bait me, which they do go for 1 Weather Ball, which is smart. Nice. The visuals did not update there, which is kind of tragic, but luckily I saw them, like, kind of pause, and I was able to keep tapping, and I was able to win us the game. Meteor Beam obviously would do quite a bit of damage to the opposing ice type, so let's go. Alright, next opponent. Aurorus into Shadow, Alola Ninetales, okay. If they're on Powder Snow, not too bad. If they're on Charm, it makes it a little bit more awkward. And it is on Powder Snow, okay. Let's see what they're going to throw here. I would imagine they're on Dazzling Gleam, and I would imagine they don't bait us, but I guess only time will tell. Okay, they're on Psyshock, and they don't bait us, which is also fine. Alright, they should be at 4 right now, so 1 away from their next move. Nice call, I guess, wow. We win CMP here, which is pretty nice. I actually didn't know that I did. It seems like straight Weather Ball, honestly, it's not even that bad of a matchup for me. But we do get his shield this time. Alright. Psyshock's not going to one-shot us here. We can survive it pretty comfortably. Man, I'm so tempted to, like, try to catch a Psyshock on my Sableye. I feel like that would be a bit of a misplay, just in case they overfarmed those, so I'm not going to go for it. What are they doing? I'm a little bit confused right now. They can't let 100 energy go down, can they? I guess they choose to, though. Wait, I get a move off here, right? Yeah. I mean, people are really underestimating the damage of Aurorus right now. Aurorus is not that bad. Okay. And I mean, I can, like, just charm all the way through this now if I need to, I think. We'll see what's in the back, though. Big Flame Charge. That's a strange Flame Charge, though, because they're probably going to swap out, right? Yeah, they do. I don't want to stay in, just because I don't want to desync the switch clock here. They're at 8. I can get a debuff into them before their third move, but they'll get 2 non-debuffed Mud Bombs into me. Although I don't think that matters too much, because they can never farm us down. Alright, they actually don't even opt to do that, though. They let us get this Icy Wind off first, which is really nice. Interesting, interesting. And we get a shield there, which, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like a Foul Play does more raw damage than I would have done with an Icy Wind there, despite the type effectiveness. And since we did not desync the switch clocks here, we should be able to swap out just about when they do. Oh boy, okay. I do have to throw that move, unfortunately, because even though I didn't desync the switch clocks, the fast moves were, like, so awkward in the way that I had to do that. But I still have a lot of HP here. I'm not in Mud Bomb range just yet. And my Wigglytuff likely can still reach a move, as long as this Ufisk doesn't, like, have a million energy. Nice. This Foul Play should basically knock out. Even if it doesn't, we can either Charm or Shadow Claw down. The only way they win this is if they're at back-to-back moves right now, and if they survive that move, and they don't, so nice. Alright, next game. We're gonna see our Aurorus into a Shadow Dragonite. Not bad, not bad. But we'll see here if they have a tricky Stay Swap or not. Oh, we have so much play into Dragonite that honestly, even a bad Pokemon in the back line's not that bad for us to see. Because I can go for an instant Meteor Beam. And this either gets... I don't know if it knocks out, but it basically does. But then, like, Dragonite has nowhere to run no matter what this game. Okay, they throw an alignment, I guess, just for fun here. But I survive whatever they throw. They do Swift us. But now, I mean, where does that Dragonite go this game? That's my big question. We're at 4, so they have another Swift right now. They let that go, wow. I mean, if they let us, I might as well just farm this down. Winning switch advantage is still pretty helpful here. Alright. I mean, I'm boosted with my Weather Ball damage. I might as well throw this. And then, I mean, Dragonite, it's not going to want to see what I have in the back. They're probably so happy that I just took out, or that they just took out, rather, my Ice type. But they're not going to be too happy when they see the second counter in the back line. And I mean, here's the other thing. They shielded a Weather Ball, which is not great for them. I guess I shielded Weather Ball too. Maybe I'm silly, but like I can just guarantee the knockout here with a Dazzling Gleam. I think this knocks out. I guess it doesn't even matter if it doesn't knock out, though, because we have a Charmer. They have a Dragon. We should win this one. And yeah, that does knock out. We're probably always going to see them try to make a catch here. They have a Charge Attack loaded, though, so they could go for the play where they instantly throw the move. They still think there's a chance. And I mean, there is still a chance for them. The chance is like the servers crash right now, and they get a tie. Well, it's not even a tie, it's just a loss for both of us. But unfortunately, Axon is using Wigglytuff, so not much they can do. Okay, our next opponent is here. Aurorus into Annihilate. Okay, not a great lead matchup, I'm not going to lie. But they're not going to have a Wigglytuff in the back line. That'd be really weak to Talonflame. Oh, wow. There's a Wigglytuff in the back line. Wow, crazy. I can't believe it. But I mean, maybe they're ABA weak to Wigglytuff, right? I've seen people run crazier teams in this meta. 7, alright, whatever. They have a lot of energy here, but you know what I can do? Is I can come in Aurorus and survive the charge attacks, because Swift and Icy Wind are both resisted by Aurorus here, which is insane. The Icy Wind, okay, that's fine. Makes it a little bit harder to farm down. But I mean, what I can do here is I can just bank this energy now and come in Wigglytuff and just hope for the best. You know, just really hope for the best, that they don't have something in the backline I really don't want to see. Oh, they survive? Okay, they don't swap out, though. Please tell me they're so weak to Wigglytuff that I just win this game. What is this? Okay, that's actually not the worst thing to see. 7, okay. I'm going to shield this up. A Brick Break here would be a little bit diabolical, but maybe they'll have that. Now, just a Swift, so they're at 2. Or... okay. Well, do we have what it takes here to degen our way through this matchup? Because I have a lot of energy left over on my Aurora still. 5, okay. I mean, I survive a Swift, but it will hurt a little bit. I probably should have thrown it earlier there. I don't know. I should have thrown earlier. They're at 7, so 2, 3, 4. Oh, man. I don't know if we have what it takes here to win, because Annihilate, I think, at this point, might just be able to counter through everything. And that sounds like something Annihilate would do. They probably let this go. But now, maybe 2 Weather Balls knock out. Like, I get another Charm through, I think. Unless they're at a Rage Fist right now, then I should be able to have a chance to win this game. But I don't think they are yet. Yeah, no, so... we'll see. Either I might be able to Powder Snow down, or I Charm down? Okay! Okay, let's go. I don't know how we won that one. That was like hard counter central for the first 90% of the match. But Wigglytuff is just too good. Alright, final game of the set. Aurorus into Annihilate again. Okay, well, we did just win against one of these. It wasn't fun, though. I'm going to swap into Wigglytuff this time, because Wigglytuff is so safe. Surely it's not going to get hard countered. And, I mean, it could be worse. We see an Aurorus come in. And they throw after 8. I mean, that could be a Meteor Beam, but there's also a good chance it's just a Weather Ball saying I haven't debuffed them here. No, but we do shield a Meteor Beam, and that's kind of big. We'll see if it's going to be really helpful or not, though. Get a no-shield makes sense. I don't know what they have in the back. That's going to be the biggest concern here. It could be their own Wigglytuff, honestly. Yeah, we get a shield, which is interesting. I'm going to shield this up and hope I can charm him down. I mean, I think I have to. There's no way I can win without doing that. Okay, well, we see a Meteor Beam, so they don't get a second move off no matter what. What did they come in with? Annihilate again. Wow, that is crazy. I get an Icy Wind through as well, which is... I mean, it's not going to one-shot them by any means, but man, it's going to hurt. We get a shield back? Okay, that's so helpful. I didn't expect a shield there at all. I thought they were sacrificing Annihilate. I survived a debuffed move so incredibly well here, it's not even funny. But it's going to come down to the third Pokemon this game, right? Who is their final pick? I should Shadow Claw down, right? Haha! Okay, who even cares about the Annihilate bleed, man? They are even weaker than our last opponent was to Wigglytuff. Dude, I hate Wigglytuff so much, but it's undeniable how strong it is in this meta. Okay, well, that went from 0 to 100 very quickly. Alright, we'll take it. I'll take that any day. And that's a 5-0. A 5-0 set in the Go Battle League. You can't make it up. Maybe I'm a Wigglytuff user. Maybe I'm an Aurorus user. Shadow Sableye was also pretty good that set. It's hard to say. This team's just insane. It's undeniable that Wigglytuff is pretty strong here in this meta, but honestly, Aurorus as well today put in quite a bit of work. Meteor Beam as a move is so strong, you guarantee a lot of damage, a boost, basically a shield every time you throw it, or potentially a knockout as well, and you combine that with the Powder Snow and Weather Ball that it has, and this Pokemon is such an interesting threat to the meta. Well, anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.